All right, welcome everybody to the August NCL Coaches Call. Thank you all for joining us. We have lots and lots of great new information for you. So let's go ahead and first I'll do my welcome. We'll look at the agenda and we'll jump right in. So first, welcome if you're new. I am David Zajcik. I am the NCL Commissioner. Also on the call from us from Cyber Skyline is Emily and Ashley. And Emily's going to be doing a lot of talking today, just kind of going over all the cool, new, interesting stuff that we have for you in store for the coming fall season. So let's go ahead and look at our agenda of what we're going to cover. So we're going to talk about, of course, the competition dates, which are coming up. You've probably already just received some emails about the upcoming season and all the dates that are happening. We'll talk about bulk purchasing, new thing that we're doing, which is Discord verification, and a little background on that. We just want to make sure that we know who is in our Discord channel and that they know that we know who they are. So they are accountable for everything that they say and do in Discord. So that's kind of the background behind that. Uh, Emily will also talk about our free registration waiver program, the CrowdStrike mentorship program, and we will have some post question submissions for the CS engineers. So lots of stuff to cover. Once we're done with kind of that update, as usual, we're going to move into our discussion topic. And our discussion topic is kind of, we've been doing this one now right at the beginning of each season, just so everyone can kind of share the tips and tricks of how to prepare for the upcoming NCL season. So again, if you're new to this call, what we do is we start up some breakout rooms and we break out into small groups, which we find is easier and stimulates conversation. So we do want you guys to talk to each other about how you prepare for the NCL season, what do you do for your students, for you, tips and tricks. So that'll be the second half of the call. So with that said, when we do have these breakout rooms, we find that it's a little more efficient if we have someone as a room leader, which basically means just kind of taking notes. So leader slash secretary that's taking notes that can be shared once we bring everybody back out of those breakout rooms. So if you are interested in being one of those leaders later on in the call when we do the breakout rooms, please just go ahead and let us know via chat. And as always, we will give you some free Starbucks for working that volunteer time for us. So we do appreciate that. And we find it helpful if someone's just kind of taking notes and helping move the conversation around along. And again, it's small group, so nothing too big. Okay, so with all that said, now you know what you're in for. Let's go ahead and start with Emily. Go ahead and take it away.
Great. Thanks, David. And welcome everybody to the first coaches call of the fall 2025 season. We're thrilled to have you, and hopefully we can set you all up for success and your students up for success for the new NCL season. So let's go ahead and review the competition dates that are coming up. As you know, August 18th is when registration opens. That's going to go until October 11th, and that's when late registration is going to kick in. And we have that open until October 14th. The practice game is going to take place October 13th through the 19th, and then the individual game will take place October 24th through the 26th. The team game will be November 7th through the 9th, and then we will leave the gym open until December 12th, so students will still have access a few weeks after the team game wraps up. Also keep in mind, it's not on here, but it is typically part of our season schedule. We will be having Spirit Week after the team game. So it's typically the week right after the team game wraps up. And of course, we'll always be sharing information as we get a little bit closer to that. But it's a really wonderful way for students to be able to get information about different opportunities, to be able to get some career prep events under their belt, and just a nice way to wrap up the season. So something to keep in mind as we are taking off on the fall 2025 season. A couple of reminders. The next few slides are really just reminders for anyone who may be new to coaching this season or just a refresher. So we do have a bulk purchase system in place. So there's a credit card portal for finance offices. We also have an automated PO system for all credit card purchases, and we do have the ability that it will generate an invoice and W9 paperwork. That really will be just a really big help, especially when you're setting your school up for certain automated systems. And how it works is that account credit will be given to your coach account for all the purchase orders, and then you'll be able to purchase the registration codes for the students. That QR code goes straight to that hyperlink as well, and Ashley will drop that into the chat. And certainly, as I go over any of these things, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. And also, once I stop talking, we're going to have some time if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask. So if any questions come up, please feel free to put them in the chat and we'll make sure that we attend to those. And the links are now currently live in the chat as well. As David had mentioned, and this is also a reminder, this went into effect last season, but we do have a Discord user verification. So just to reiterate, this is in order for students and coaches to post and interact on Discord. Everyone needs to use the link in their Discord profile. So it will link them. Well, the link will attach their Discord profile to the Skyline account. So Discord users who do not wish to link their account will still be able to access the server in a read-only mode, but won't be able to interact as if they would if they were to link their account. So there's a lot of information on the right-hand side. Please keep in mind we will be putting this in the meeting notes that we'll be sending out in a few days. But very quickly, it's going to be super easy to click the verification link. This is going to be found in the Discord account menu in the rules channel. You can also get the verification link by typing /verify anywhere in the server. You can check your profile settings to verify your Discord username is correct, and verification will automatically redirect you to your profile settings. And then lastly, you should automatically be assigned the verified role. And if you aren't, please try the verify button in the Discord account menu, or try using the /verify command again. Most of you have already taken care of this many, many months ago, but if you're brand new, we just want to make sure that you know that there's that layer of protection for our Discord community.
And Emily, if I could add to um, on that, it's important to pass this information along to students as well. So if students do come and ask you, hey, I'm having problems with Discord, I can't post, this might be the reason. So you can pass this information on to your student players.
Absolutely. Alrighty, so now we're going to talk about diversity and cybersecurity free registrations, aka these are our free registration program for students. We do this every season towards the beginning of the season. And Skyline, we are proud to offer up to 100 free NCL registration codes to promote diversity and cybersecurity. So to be eligible to receive the free NCL registration codes under this program, we do have some parameters. Students must be enrolled in a high school, accredited college, university, or technical training institute in the United States or Canada, and they must meet one of more of the following. They must attend a minority serving institution, a historically Black college or university, or a community college, or they could be a first generation college student, or they can identify as part of a historically underrepresented group in tech, including aspects of race, culture, ethnicity, and gender, or they can attend a Title I high school, or they can participate in a targeted assistance program. To apply to this program, each organization should designate one point of contact who should submit this application on behalf of students. But please note, due to the limited free registration codes available, no educational institution will be awarded more than 10 codes. That way we can really spread the wealth and do our best to be able to provide opportunities as much as we can. Ashley will be putting the application link in the chat, and applications are due by Sunday, September 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So if you feel that this might be a good opportunity for your students, if you have students who would be in need of a registration code, please go ahead and fill out that application and get it submitted as soon as possible. Once applications close, we will be giving out the registration soon after. So then we can get people signed up as soon as possible. If you have any questions about that, please put them in the chat or just hold on a moment and we will go ahead and open it to questions in the next couple slides. All right, so we're going to transition now to another fantastic student opportunity that we're hoping that you'll share with your students. And this is the NCL and CrowdStrike Mentorship Program. We are starting our new cohort for the fall season. We're excited to continue the partnership with CrowdStrike. It's an amazing opportunity for students who are passionate about cybersecurity to jumpstart their career in the field, to connect with really amazing employees of the CrowdStrike team. A couple of things to keep in mind that this is going to be 4 one-to-one mentorship sessions scheduled once per month between October of 2025 and February of 2026. The qualified applicants will receive NCL Fall 2025 and Spring 2026 student registration vouchers. They also will be receiving 1-year subscription to Skyline Professional, which has a library of challenge content that will be available for them 24/7. And it's a really cool way for them to continue practicing their skill sets. And that, once again, will be a 1-year subscription as part of the mentorship program. Once again, the mentorship sessions with the CrowdStrike cybersecurity focused employee will be one-on-one sessions, and they'll have a different mentor each month. They'll have the opportunity to apply for a CrowdStrike internship or a job. And we do have many students who actually go on to being CrowdStrike interns as a result of being part of the mentorship program. And then lastly, resume-worthy listing as a CrowdStrike mentee. The opportunity is going to be available on a first-come, first-served basis to a limited number of students. Students must be participating in the Fall 25 and Spring 26 competition seasons. They must also be current college sophomores and juniors who are majoring in cybersecurity, information technology, or computer science. And lastly, they must be graduating between December 2026 and December 2028. So those are just some of the parameters, but we are excited to have a diverse group of students who are excited to be a part of the mentorship program. Applications are due by Sunday, September 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. And Ashley will go ahead and put the mentee application link in the chat. Please keep in mind that the mentees, your students, will have to apply themselves. There are going to be some like demographic information that we ask, but also there are going to be some small essay portions for them to share why they'd like to be a part of the mentorship program. Please feel free to share this with any students. Maybe they're your students. Maybe you have students in your LinkedIn community within your circle. This is open once again, as long as they fall under those parameters on the right-hand side of on the deck page. Please share the information and make sure they know September 14th is the due date. There's one last thing, and then if we have any questions, we'll go ahead and attend to those. And the last thing is going to be something new that we're going to be doing from the September coaches call onward. And we are going to have a couple Cyber Skyline engineers joining the coaches calls to answer your questions. This way, you have an open avenue to be able to communicate and connect with the engineers on the Cyber Skyline team. We will have this live link, the question form, available every single month. Feel free to put in questions as they come up in your mind. We do request that you submit your questions at least 1 week prior to the next call. But in between, if you have a question right after a call, just know it'll be attended to the next time we meet. We typically will have about 2 engineers on the call, each coach's call. They may be different engineers, but ultimately it's going to give you a chance to be able to ask questions directly with them and also for them to get feedback and to kind of see what questions or concerns or things that are working well from their point of view as well. So once again, this is the question form. The QR code on the page will also take you there. And we will make sure that you have this every single coaches call. So we will keep reiterating that this is an opportunity for you to connect with our colleagues on the engineering side. So I know we've had a lot of things. I will go ahead and see if we have any questions in the chat that haven't been attended to. And then we will also open it for some voice questions. So let me just see really quick. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it looked like Ashley got to one of the questions from John.
Yeah, it really was valuable for our students that did it last year, and actually they got employment because of it. So if you guys could maybe go back to them and possibly discuss about community college and associate students. Um, they found it amazingly valuable and got jobs because of it, or led them the right path. This kind of eliminates them now.
Yeah, definitely. We can certainly talk to CrowdStrike. They have very specific parameters that they're looking for depending on what their needs are. We definitely can give them that feedback for sure. And I appreciate you sharing that as well.
Thanks.
Yep. And that's absolutely what we want, right? We want them to be getting jobs, internships from this. So thanks for sharing that success story. And looks, Emily, got one more question from Jeff.
I'm not sure what the question is, Jeff. I haven't dealt with this yet, but we have a 16-year-old in our collegiate high school who's interested in the mentorship program. I believe they will have to be, they're going to have to be in a, thanks, Chola. They will have to be a part of a university graduating with a bachelor's degree. So that will be something that will be in the future that they'll be able. Can they compete? Of course, absolutely. High school students can compete in the NCL competition. So competition can begin in ninth grade for NCL students, and that's different than the mentorship program.
Yeah, and we do have lots of high school students competing more and more every season. And you should also let them know that, yes, they are competing against college students, but sometimes we actually will have a high school student that beats all of the college students and comes in first place. So it's definitely something that high school students can compete in. We encourage them to compete because, one part of that one thing that NCL does is we're trying to get the message out and the interest out about cybersecurity. So we do want them to compete so they can see what cybersecurity is and if it's interesting to them. And hopefully, if that happens, then they will pursue either a career or education in cybersecurity. All right, any other questions coming up?
And I saw it, Chola, thank you, and John, thank you for being room leaders. Didn't know if there was anybody else. Um, Mark, I'll definitely give that feedback to the CrowdStrike team. Unfortunately, we have on our team we have some different opinions. I agree with you. I think it'd be great to get more community colleges involved. They typically align this with their talent acquisition needs, and I believe that at this point they're looking for those graduating with a bachelor's degree. For whatever reason that CrowdStrike believes that might align best with their hiring practices. So we will certainly give that feedback. More than likely, that's going to take place for the 26-27 cohort, since we've already had this discussions and that's kind of what their needs aligned with. But certainly, and our team definitely supports that as well. But for this particular instance, they were very specific about what they were looking for, and that then had us kind of create the application surrounding that. Absolutely. Brian, you don't have to have any previous experience as long as you're able to take a couple notes and maybe guide a quick convo. That would be wonderful. So, Brian, we'd love to have you be a room leader as well. And you get free Starbucks,
Woohoo.
which is always nice.
All right. Well, it looks like our questions have slowed down, but if anything does come up, please, if you think of it, just put it in a chat and we'll get right back to you. I mean, that's the whole idea behind this coach's call is to answer your questions and making sure that you know, are prepared and you can get your students prepared for the upcoming competition.
I have a quick
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
The license, I don't know if where there's a group rate or per license, for the school. How does it work in terms of the pricing?
Sure. So pricing is per student. We don't have a bulk
Mhm.
rate, but you can buy them in bulk. So for individual students, it's $45 per student. And then at late registration that begins October 11th, it goes up to 55. So the bulk part of it goes more towards buying more than one at one time. But we actually don't have a bulk registration fee.
Okay, so $45 per student. So if we have 100 students, we just calculated that if we're gonna buy
Exactly.
license for 100 students.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly. Yes. And
okay,
also, if you happen to have any questions once we get off the call and maybe you're like, oh, I had another question, you can always reach out to us at support@cyberskyline.com as well. And we can also, just in case you happen to have questions after we all wrap up here later, feel free to reach out if you have any questions about registrations or anything like that as well.
okay. Who should I reach out to?
Uh,
You?
Ashley just put it in the chat, so it's contact@cyberskyline.com. That goes to our
Okay,
that's a support ticket for our group. It's not going to
okay,
go specifically to one person. It's open to all of us to
okay.
help give.
Cool.
And Emily, it
All right,
looks like
cool.
Ping's got their hand raised. Go ahead, Ping. Did you have a question?
Yes, some of my students asked the question because they have been playing this every season. So they're wondering what percentage of the content or questions are new or different from previous season.
Yes, so every challenge is going to be there's new challenge questions every season. So the engineering team creates brand new challenges. So there's not going to be any chance of students seeing this last year and being able to get easy points. So our team works very, very hard creating brand new challenges every season.
So it's 100% new, right?
It is. So keeping in
Okay.
mind the skill set may be related to something in the past, but the actual challenges and questions will be brand new.
Okay,
And
thank you.
I just want to make sure that to say this that it is the individual game and the team game that is all new challenges. The gym is the same. It stays the same. We do update it every couple of years. And then the practice game will actually be questions pulled from previous seasons. But the individual game and the team game will, all of the challenges will be brand new and your students will not have seen it before.
So is the gym the same as last year then?
Yes.
It is.
Thanks.
Yep. And we kind of, try to do that. I mean, like for me, I integrate the gym into my curriculum. So I'm happy that the gym questions are staying the same because I know what to expect and how to kind of teach to that. We have evil challenge creators. Well, they'll be maybe you could put that in your questions to the engineers. See if they are evil.
I think they
Yeah.
like it when you say that to them, to be honest.
Oh, good.
Don't egg
Okay.
them on. They enjoy that too much.
Sounds like a badge of
They
honor,
do,
doesn't it?
exactly.
I know. There's one question from Devin and Ashley. This may be your wheelhouse, but the question was, we had a coach quit and our team only had one login information, which that person has changed. Is there anyone we can contact to get the login back?
Yeah, so I guess we can talk about this in depth after the coaches call, just because I have some follow-up questions to figure out what the best route to fix this is. Or you can always email us at contact@cyberskyline.com and we can go over all of the information. I can't just change login information for people, and so I'm kind of steering towards if you have coaches who are registered, we can put you on an advising team and you can have multiple coaches who can do your students that way.
All right. I think good. We'll also reconvene too after we do our discussion breakout rooms just to see if there are any other questions that come up. So let's go ahead and jump into the coaches discussion. I was jumping around just to kind of see how everything was going, and sounds like people were having some great discussions there. I know sometimes people get cut off mid-sentence, like I just did. So sorry for pulling everybody back. What seemed like pretty quickly, but we do want to make sure that what was talked about in each group session is then shared with a group. So we want to make sure that, yeah, great discussions happened within groups, but we also want to make sure some of that information is shared between groups as well. So what we're going to do right now is the last 15 minutes of the meeting is just kind of quickly we'll go through groups 1 through 5 and have each group leader do a quick summary of what they talked about, what they learned, and what they think can be shared and learned by this whole group. So let's go ahead and start with group 1. That was John.
Hello. All right, so we were discussing about a whole bunch of different things going on. So, big piece was the gym. So, use the gym, the modules in the gym to get them ready, so they're using it. Also, demonstrate something from the gym to show that somebody that's brand new, you can do this. Give them some confidence that it's not as big and scary as it could be. Um, Make it a requirement as part of a class. That's definitely going to get them prepared because they're going to have to do it. Pico CTF has a bunch of is a good supplement, especially for those that have done the gym a few times and have seen all those answers. Pico can supplement that with some new material there. Uh, Over the Wire has a capture the flag kind of concept. So again, building confidence, getting the idea of how a CTF works. So those things can be helpful. AI prompt writing. So AI could be a very powerful tool, but it also is not going to help you solve the problem. So it can be, this is how you can write an AI prompt to help you solve this. Using this tool, what's the syntax to do this? And making them think with the AI prompt to do stuff. David had his team come on, and I forget if it was April or May have been March in the spring, how the strategy Chico used, and how that could be really beneficial to a team. So I think he's going to have them come back or revisit that. And it came kind of out of that we started creating playbooks for concepts to use. So this is how I solve, password cracking, or this is how I solve this OSINT challenge. So you can go back when the next round comes up and say, I'm not starting from scratch. I have somewhere to start from. Let me go to my playbook and see how I can use this to work from. And that's about what we had.
Yeah, that's great. Just to kind of continue on that knowledge, because as much as we want our students to kind of keep sticking around year to year, they do graduate. So we don't want that, institutional knowledge to be lost. So yeah, I think that's a great plan, is that playbook concept. All right, thanks, John. Let's go to room 2. Was that Chola?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, everyone. I think we did talk about the gym, like the first group, hack the box and some resources like that. In addition to that, I think we talked about the importance of a club that sort of cross-cuts across multiple things related to preparation, like an instructor may not be able to teach them everything, but students may be able to meet on a regular basis and train each other and learn about their strengths and weaknesses and be able to form a good team. And that could be an avenue for an instructor to sort of intervene and coach based on what the team might need. And I think that was something additional that we discussed. We also discussed things like maybe building our own challenges, if the institutions have access to cyber range, using those as a way to prepare the students' skills as they get ready for the competition. I think those were the main things we discussed.
Great. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to room 3 and Brian.
Yeah, we had a good group and a good discussion. We had about 5 people participating. I think most of the participants had some association with a university, and most have a class that they base this out of, whether it's specifically a competition class or whether NCL is fit into some other class. Some of the suggestions people came up for preparing for the season, certainly the gymnasium is probably the most direct way. One object of discussion we had is how do we set goals? Do we set just a point value that we want students to achieve, or do we ask them to achieve in several of the different aspects? Because some are certainly easier to do than others. And one general thing that at least I found is, as a first-time teacher last time, I set my goals too low, and students I think reached it too fast and maybe didn't press beyond. One of our faculty offered us the chance to participate in their Cyber Week activities that are coming up in October, and the address is there up there. Some of the CTF, Meta CTF, and Pico CTF were brought up, and then also some of the other universities or had students participating in some of the other cyber contests, CCDC and Cyberforce competitions, or also provide some training and some partial overlap.
Great. Yeah, I think as much hands-on exposure and practice the students can get, the better. So that's great. And yeah, I think NCL kind of gives them some of those hands-on skills and the confidence to try some of those other competitions. So I definitely try that with my students. I want them to do NCL and then try a bunch of others to kind of keep honing those skills. So thanks for bringing that up. All right, room 4. Looks like we got Mark.
Yeah, thanks, David. Yeah, we kind of took we talked a little bit more about how we're integrating NCL with our students, I think, as opposed to, the hardcore like prep and what we're doing. And it seems like most of us are using a club as part of it. We had some different schools with different challenges. I've got 8-week terms. I think it was Smith who had, or Vicente who had 5-week terms. So that's pretty interesting to try to integrate that in with a classroom. But it's more of like a club activity then, because it's got to span multiple terms within a semester, or however it's termed. No pun intended. But it seems like folks that aren't doing it in a classroom, myself, Terry as well, think about doing it in a classroom, adding more stuff into a classroom for NCL. And also a little bit of vice versa. I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about the fact that they're doing it in a classroom. But man, it'd be great to have students in a club doing it as well, like, volunteering their time with more skin in the game. So I don't know, it seems like we had a pretty good mix of folks doing it differently.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, so one other thing I can add to that too, I'm thinking of things as you guys are bringing them up is, I noticed we talked about gym, but we also have the practice game. So for my class, what I do is I actually have students partner up for the practice game and learn from each other. So they're learning how other students are solving challenges. One thing that I've done in the past is I've had students from like a higher level class partner with students from kind of a more entry level class and guide them through so they're learning. I even have them work on an internal Google Doc so that other groups who are working together can learn from the other groups, kind of like what we're doing here is we have the small groups, but then we have this breakout room, or we have the breakout room, and then we have the large group to share what each group talked about. So I do that all with the practice game. So don't forget and overlook the practice game. It's definitely a great tool for students to keep learning and kind of gaining that encouragement to know that they can do well in the individual game, and also know where to start, know how to even start solving some of these challenges. So that's super important. Thanks. All right, so last room, Richard in room 5. Let me bring up yours.
There are no notes for this one. I
No notes.
apologize. We had such a large group today that normally I only prepare 4 rooms for notes. I
Okay,
apologize.
well,
This is
hey,
my fault.
no
Oh,
problem.
okay. I was waiting. I was saying I didn't see that before. Where did that come from? So, but I can put it. I have my notes on paper. Paper is pretty reliable, actually. It
Yep.
doesn't crash, and so I can put my notes in later. But there are a few highlights. So one was if you are new, that you should start working on the gym as soon as you can, so that you go through the exercises and you know what's there. There was questions about resources. There's I believe a YouTube channel that you can watch videos, and trove.cyberskyline has material there. And then we mentioned the usual, hack the box, try hack me, meta CTF. And let's see. There was a question about registration. So, oh, and yeah, so it was mentioned, I wasn't familiar, that if you register for Cyber Skyline, you're registered for both of the competitions, fall and spring. Is that right? No.
No. Emily, Ashley, do you want to get
Yeah.
into
That's actually for the mentorship program. So students that are accepted into the mentorship program with
Right.
CrowdStrike, they get the waivers for fall and spring.
I think I think you may have been asking about Cyber Skyline Professional.
That was what I believe. This is Carl Eiler. Yes, that's what I brought up when we were discussing it. We were talking
Yeah.
about the professional, which includes 2 vouchers for the fall and spring competition.
It does if you're an annual subscriber. If you are on the payment plan, your account must be maintained for 90 days before we can offer a free voucher. So if students would like to sign up for the Cyber Skyline Professional and have access to our collection of challenges that you're not going to see in the gym or in the practice games, this is definitely an option for them. Also with that, there is a discount if students have a .edu email address. And so it is a lower price for students and educators as well. But I'm happy to discuss more about Cyber Skyline Professional later or via email if any of you would like more information on it.
I don't see it on your main website. I just see Enterprise, Talent Screen, Competition, and Lab Kit.
So if you actually log in, we're getting ready to redesign that website next summer. But if you log in, I'm going to go ahead and grab I just popped a link in the chat. It's cyberskyline.com/professional/purchase. And if you are logged in with an edu email address, you will see that discount. If you are not logged in with the .edu, you will not see that discount.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all of our group summaries. Again, thank you everybody for participating. I hope everyone learned something. I definitely did, and that's kind of why we do these. So we want to make sure that we're sharing information across the group, across all our dedicated coaches here. Thanks for taking your time to join us and share your knowledge. We will obviously have another coaches call. So coming up next month. The question is when? So we're still waiting on you. We want to make sure that this call is going to be at a time where most people can join. So we have a doodle poll that is out there waiting for people to fill out, and kind of based upon those results is when we will be scheduling our regular fall calls. So September is a question mark until we get some responses, more responses. So the more responses we get, the better we'll have an idea of when most people can join these calls. And that's the goal. I think, did you put that in chat as well so people can easily click on it?
Yes, it's there.
Yay, awesome. And also just to note, we do have, trying to have a deadline here just so we can have a schedule for everyone to see. So the deadline to fill that out is next week, next Wednesday. But the link is there and I have your attention.
And it was emailed to you before 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
So right now, before we still have we went over by 1 minute, but pretend we're still in the meeting and we still have time. We're still in class, is what I tell my students. Go ahead and click on that link now while you're thinking about it, fill it out, and that will just help us plan our next meeting. So once again, thanks for everybody for joining, and we will be doing this again next month. And we'll talk to everybody then. See you then. If you have more questions, feel free to hang out. We can hang out with y'all for a few minutes after this call. But if not, we'll see you next month.